Alrighty, welcome everybody. I hope everybody's having a good morning so far, and hopefully you guys have caught on to the fact that I'm now doing my lives on Wednesday mornings. I wasn't having too many come on Wednesday evening. I think it was, especially for like my time, mountain time, it was right around dinner time, so I know it was a difficult time for everybody. So hopefully this will be a better time for everyone. So if you're new to my channel, my name is Julie Brown. I am a Stampin' Up! Independent demonstrator, and welcome, welcome. And so hopefully last week my Facebook and my YouTube were not working. I was not able to see any of the comments. So hopefully today I will be able to see those. So if you are here, you can type in the comments, let me know you're here. And then if you have any questions, type those in as well. And we'll see if it's working. So anyway, as you guys know, I do these free classes every single Wednesday. And this month I am focusing on the Gathering Together Suite. The class is free. I'm going to show you the cut instructions in just a hot second. But if you guys decide that you want the card kits, all you have to do is place a $40 order sometime this month, and I will get those out to you. Now, if you do order this suite through me this month, then not only will you get the 4 that I'm showing you, but you will get 4 other kits, plus you will get the PDF instructions that you can download. So let's get those cut instructions up. So what you're going to need today, and again, guys, this is all about using what you have. If you happen to have this suite, great, you can just go along with me. I'm really excited about today's card because it's really, because I'm using some, I'm bringing in a friend to work with the Gathering Together Suite, and it's called the Branching Out Bundle. And by doing so, they have a set of layering dies, and I'm going to show you how when you use layering dies, you can get a lot more out of your paper, and I'll explain that in just a second. But anyway, so if you have this suite and you're using this designer series paper, you're going to need an early espresso card base cut at 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. You're going to need one piece of basic white or white that is cut 4 by 5 1/4. And then you're going to need a small little piece of white. It can be a little scrap. It just needs to be 1 by 2. And then early espresso, you're going to need a piece that is 4 1/4 by 5.5. And then you're also going to need one that is 1 1/8 by 2 1/8, which is the sentiment mat. And then you'll need a crushed curry piece that is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And then you'll need a piece of the DSP from, I'm using the Gathering Together Designer Series paper, cut to 4 by 5 1/4. And the inks that I'm using today are Early Espresso and Old Olive. And then I'm also going to be using the trim that comes along with that suite. And so if you guys want to know more about the suite, in the description, there are links to both the suite and to the Branching Out bundle that I'll be using today. All right, so, oh, there's my information if you need that. So if you would like to place an order through me, and you can do that at juliebrown.stampinup.net. My email is listed there. You're either watching me on Facebook and YouTube, so you already know those channels. But if you want to watch me because Facebook has started to delete the videos after a few days or 30 days, you guys can always go to my YouTube channel, which is juliebrown.julie's Creative Stamping, and you can find all my videos there. And then make sure you check out my blog. I just put a new post up there. You guys know I do junk journals, and I just wrote a really big article on junk journaling, what it is, what you need to start, why you want to start, what you use them for. Hopefully I've answered all the questions that I get all the time about junk journaling. So make sure you check out my blog and go into the junk journal section, and you will find that article there. So hopefully that'll be helpful to all of you guys that are thinking about doing junk journaling. Alrighty, so let's get, oh, I'm seeing a YouTube notification, but I'm not seeing the message. Dang it. I don't know what's happening with that, guys. So anyway, I am not seeing any comments. It says I'm connected to comments, But don't just go ahead and put your comments in. If you have any questions while I'm doing this, I will be able to answer them later. And I do apologize for that. Okay, let's get rid of this maybe. Okay, also just to let you guys know, our new mini catalog just came out in September. If you don't already have a demonstrator, or if you're not a demonstrator and you don't have a catalog and you'd like one, reach out to that email that I just showed you. Give me an email message and I'll be more than happy to get one in the mail to you. All right, so let's get all this stuff out of the way. And let's get down to business. Oh, one more thing. Let's see, today is the 17th, correct? So tomorrow, Stampin' Up! Is having a 24-hour sale, and it is 15% off stamps and stamp tools. It does exclude last chance products, and it does not include bundles. So you'll want to go on tomorrow and go online and see what all is in, what all stamps and stuff and tools are included in that. But it's a 24-hour sale only. And so if you've been thinking about buying some stamps and you haven't done it yet, tomorrow would be a good time to do that. So I just wanted to make sure you guys were aware of that. Okay, so let's get back to what we're doing. So obviously I'm using the Gathering Moments, which is the bundle, and I'll show you the bundle. I don't have the DSP here. It's part of this suite, which is the Gathering Together suite. And again, all the links are in the description. So if you want to go check them out, you can click those links and check them out. And then that bundles with the Gathering Moment dies and the Gathering Leaves embossing folder. So there you go. And so that is part of what comes with the suite. All right. But I'm adding today because I want to show you the magic of, oh, sorry, let me put the bundle up. The Gathering Moments bundle is the stamp set and the dies. Okay, but I wanted to show you guys the magic, and this is this set, Branching Out bundle, the magic of using these layering dies. It's amazing how much paper you can save when you use them. We're going to be doing a layering technique today, and you're going to be shocked by what this is able to do. And so, or you may be aware of this already, and I may not be teaching you anything, but we will see. All right, so I apologize, guys. I'm not seeing any comments come through. This is getting really super irritating. It's never done this before until last week and this week. I'm actually going to try to, sorry, pull this up on my, at least on my Facebook, and see if I can see any comments coming through there. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm not seeing any comments there either, so we will see if any come through. Okay, so we're going to do the stamping first, and then we're going to do the die cutting. This is going to be a really quick and easy card. Again, you guys are going to be hopefully surprised and shocked at how fast this goes. Okay, so again, these are the pieces that I told you needed. And it's the Early Espresso card base, and then basic white, crushed curry, Early Espresso. We need those two pieces, and then we need one piece of the Designer Series paper. I chose this one. If you guys haven't seen this paper, look at that gold filigree through all of the leaves veining. This particular set of Designer Series paper has three different designs with the leaves and the gold filigree that are just absolutely beautiful. And they have like different colorations and stuff. You're going to love it. It's an online exclusive. So if you're looking at the new catalog, you're like, I don't see it in the catalog. Again, you're going to need to go online to check that out. All right, so let's get our stamping done. And so again, I'm going to be using the sentiments from the Branching Out suite because I need a birthday card. So, oh, you know what? I got to go grab my Early Espresso. Hold on one second. So sorry about that. I had a junk journal class last night and we used the early espresso. So it was sitting at my other table. All right, so let's get the stamping done. So I want to put the happy birthday in on this one here. So it just says happiest birthday wishes. And I'm doing that in early espresso ink, and I'm stamping that right in the middle. Let me guess, I don't have any of my chamois over here either. Oh, it's been a morning already. What the heck? Let me see if I have any that are actually moist. Oh, look at that, I lucked out. All right, and then on the inside, we are going to stamp the other sentiment from that set. And again, I'm stamping using the branching out set. So I'm using the happy birthday wishes and wishing you a day filled with many happy moments. And that's going to go on the white. So again, I guess you guys can't tell me if I'm going too fast. I will try to slow this down so that if you are stamping along with me. Now, if you don't have this set and you're trying to follow along, just use some of the sentiments that come in the gathering moments. There are some sentiments that will fit on these same sizes. I just needed a birthday card, so I decided to change this up and do birthday. All right, so let me clean this one. All righty. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is now I'm going to come in with the leaves from the Gathering Moments stamp set, and I'm going to take my Old Olive ink, and we're going to, actually I think I'm just going to use the little one this time. We're changing it up, people. So I'm going to take that one and I'm going to do this full ink, and then I'm going to do like a second generation and then a third generation. And I know it might be hard to see, so let me bring that closer. So see how that was full ink. This was what we call second generation because I didn't re-ink, I just stamped again. And then third generation is very, very light. But that's kind of the look that I wanted with this. The other thing, if you'll notice, is that I stamped the second and third generations last, but because they're lighter, they look like they're behind that first one that I stamped. And then let me just clean that up right there where I stamped off because I don't want to get Old Olive ink on anything that I'm stamping. All right, and then I'm going to go ahead and connect my happy birthday wishes to my little sentiment mat here. And again, I showed you guys all of the measurements at the beginning of this. So if you're coming in late, you can go back and look at it, watch it later, and get the measurements for this. Okay, so there's that. Okay, everything else is all about the die cutting. So let's move, we're going to move over to the die cutting section, or my die cutting station, and we are going to do some die cutting. All right. So we're going to be using the branching out, like I told you before, the branching out dies. And this is what that set looks like. Whoops. Get it in the screen. All right. So on the early espresso, we are going to use, and I number, if you guys don't already know, I number my dies when I get them, and I'm not sure if I've done these yet. Yeah, I put these little tiny stickers on here, and I basically start with the smallest one and count out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. That way when I'm giving directions or I'm writing up directions for people who come to my class, they know exactly which die to use. Now look at this, guys. I have nice clear plates, right? It's like usually when you guys are watching me, I have my plates that are used in my class that just get completely torn up and they're a hot mess. But today I have nice new shiny new plates for a hot second as soon as we run them through. So that's basically the biggest die, and we're gonna cut that out of that. And so if you don't have these dies, but you have layering dies at home, then you will want to cut out the biggest one you can out of this early espresso piece. All right, so these will work with, you do need to either have like a rectangle or this type of die. I'm in love with these dies. They're brand new in the new mini catalog, and so I'm super excited about them. Okay, then we're going to take the crushed curry one, and we are going to cut the number 4 die. So again, I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4 if I haven't already labeled them, but mine are labeled. And so this one is going to be cut. And I do try to center this. And the reason is because on this piece, we're going to be using this outside piece as well. We're going to be using both of these pieces. Sorry, am I getting my head in the camera there? I almost can't find my plates because they're too clear. All right. So now we're going to run that through, and we're going to be using both of these pieces. So keep that in mind. You want to keep both of these pieces. I'm going to just lay those over on my other desk that we're going to be going back to in just a hot second. And I do want to let you guys know, these magnetic, they don't come with our dies. These are things I buy. Let me show you. I go to either Lowe's or, what's the other one? Home Depot. And I get these vent cover. There's 3 in a pack. They're very long, and I cut them down to fit my dies. And that's what I put. That's what I use in my die package. So, because I've had people say I ordered those dies and the magnetic thing didn't come in them, because I'm always showing mine with those on there. Didn't realize I was misleading everybody. And I was like, I'm so sorry. No, those don't come. Okay. So now we're going to take our designer series paper, and we're going to be using 2 dies at the same time. We're going to be using the number 3 and the number 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I am going to tape these in place because I don't want them to move, because we're going to be using all of the pieces that come out of this. Okay, but this is when we have the layering dies, here's the magic, is you're able to do what I'm doing right now and cut all of these different pieces. So that's the number, that's the 5th die. This is the 3rd die, and it's really important that you get these centered though, like within each other. And I don't know if you guys saw that, but this one moved a bit. So I'm going to lay those back down. Okay, so we're using 2 dies. We're cutting at the same time, all out of the same piece, and then we're going to be using all 3 of these pieces. This is the magic of layering dies. All right, so let's pull this one off, and I always put my dies back on my plate. I may not put them exactly where they belong, but I always put them back so that I don't lose them. Guys, I mean, those of you that know, you know, right? It's, they're so easy to lose if you don't put them back. All right. So now let's switch back over to our desk. So here we are. And sorry, I'm trying to keep, my computer keeps timing out, and I'm trying to keep up with if I'm not seeing any questions on either side, so maybe we're okay. Okay, so now it's just a matter of layering all this together. So what we're going to do first, I'm going to bring in my bone folder. I'm going to burnish this card. I'm going to go ahead and put this inside in. And I will tell you this, that, you know, sometimes like when I'm in a class or I'm teaching a class, we sometimes like we'll be talking to other people, not paying attention, and we'll put this on the wrong side. So I like to put this in now, so that I don't, because after I do all this work on the front, because sometimes like you're not paying attention and here's your front, and you'll be talking and you turn it over and you end up putting your inside over here, and then you've got an upside down card, which could be fun. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we are going to basically layer all of these. So we're going to start with the crushed curry. And this is a great way, these layering dies help you to conserve your cardstock, because instead of, you know, me putting a solid piece here and then using another piece to cut out my other crushed curry piece, I was able to get both pieces out of this one piece. And it is because of the layering dies. Okay, so that's going to go first. Then we're going to bring in this frame, and it's going to set right on the, and we're looking at the outside, even though the inside is looking kind of cool. And I did want to show you that too, because you could also do the card that way to where that looks pretty cool as well. And then you could do a little centerpiece in here. So let's get all of this on. Oopsie. Okay, the one thing I do want to do is I want to keep this all in the same like order. There we go. Meaning that top and bottom. I wanted to make sure I fit this back in here to make sure that when that was how it cut out, if that makes sense. Okay, so now I'm going to fit this down on this crushed curry piece like so. Okay, then I'm going to come in with our early espresso piece that we cut out. And I only had to use one piece of DSP, and I know DSP is the one thing that we all try to conserve and save and make it stretch as far as we can possibly get it to stretch. And this is how you do it with layering dies and still have an absolutely beautiful card. All right, so there's that one. Then we're going to come in with this frame. And I think I'm going to use some liquid glue. Oh, maybe not. I don't have any liquid glue over here. This is what happens when I hold classes and I move all my stuff. Let me see if this has any left. Oh, I got lucky. This has some in it. And as you can see, I don't go crazy with the liquid glue. I just put little dots all the way around. Okay, let me make sure I still have that green on the bottom. And so this is just going to fit inside this frame like so. Okay, then I'm going to come in with that crushed curry piece that was cut out of this one, and it's going to fit in just like that. So it's going to fit inside that frame. So I was able to get 2 pieces out of the crushed curry and 3 pieces out of the designer series paper by using these layering dies. And now we're going to take our last piece and it's going to fit right on top of there. These are the ones that these cards look like you've used so much product, and we have used hardly any product. We have done this and we've been able to conserve our designer series paper because it took one sheet of designer series paper. All right, so then what we're going to do is we're going to come in with this, and I'm going to have it flat on this side, and I'm going to pop up this side. So I just need some little strips. So I'm just going to cut some little strips off of this end here. And then we're going to bring in my take your pick tool. And we're going to pick these up, and we're just going to line them down this side. Because basically we've got like several layers here. And so we need to pop up this side so that this will lay nice and flat. And then I'm going to bring in my liquid glue. And it's going to be on that side. I hope you guys are enjoying this card, and I hope it has taught you, those of you that aren't familiar with layering dies and the benefits of them, I hope I've showed that to you today. All right, and then I'm going to bring in the twine that goes with the Gathering Together suite. And I wanted to mix this up, and let's see if I have, I don't know, I've got some pieces in here. I might have enough of just the pieces to make this work, we'll see. But I wanted to use both colors to tie my bow. Let me bring in my bow maker. All right, and I think I did a double bow. So I'm going to start it here, and I'm going to wrap this twice. And then we're going to run that through there. Whoops. Need to get the old olive through there as well. We're going to pull that down, bring it around the bottom, and we're going to tie our knot. And we're going to pull that down nice and tight. And then usually when I get this off, I try to fluff this up a little bit by just kind of like messing with these ends to make them look cool. All right, and then I'm going to bring in a couple of glue dots. Or I think I just need one for this one. And we're going to stick it right up here in this corner. Then I'm going to take that bow and I'm going to stick that down nice and tight or hard. We're going to trim our legs. I really haven't learned what the correct name for these pieces that hang off the bows are. Are their legs? I don't know. Maybe one of you can teach me that. And then I'm going to come in with the embellishments that go along with that Gathering Moment suite. Now, if you missed the whole suite, if you go back and watch my week 1, I show you the whole suite. I show you the paper and everything that goes with it. There's an embossing folder as well that goes with this. This is kind of a half of a mega suite, because instead of having like 2 stamp sets and 2 die sets, it has the embossing folder. It has the stamp set, the die set, and the embossing folder, along with this twine, the paper, and these embellishments. All right, guys, we are done. Look at that. 30 minutes, even with me talking at the beginning. And there you are. Happiest birthday wishes. Now again, remember, I brought in the branching out. This is in the mini, it's a new bundle that's in the mini catalog. And I use the magic of these layering dies to be able to only use one piece of DSP, one piece of the crushed curry, and then 1 piece of the early espresso to design this really cute card. But I needed birthday, so I switched to these sentiments because the Gathering Moments has beautiful sentiments, but I didn't really want a thank you card. So it's all about, you know, thankfulness and all of that, which is good. All right, so again, I'm just going to go over the entire suite is this number here. I do have a link in the description on the suite. Remember, if you place a $40 order, you're going to get this card kit, the card kit from the one I did last week, and the 2 card kits that I'll be doing the next 2 weeks in September. This is the actual bundle, which is the Gathering Moments stamp set with those with their dies, which I used last week on my card. And then this is the number for the branching out, which is the little buddy that I brought in to help create this beautiful card today. So I'm sorry if you guys were asking questions. Again, I don't understand why this isn't working. I'm going to have to figure that out so that I can see your beautiful comments and I can see who's here with me. But I hope you enjoyed this card. I hope it was... you learned something about layering dies and how quick you can put a beautiful card together. And so just as a reminder, if you missed last week, this was the card I did last week. So far, these are the 2 cards that have been done. Now, if you get these card kits, I will cut all these pieces out for you. And I will have this piece cut out for you. The only thing I can't cut out are the ones behind here because they have to be stamped first. Okay, so again, these will, if you don't have this die set, but you want to make this card, I can, again, $40 order, you will get this kit and all these pieces will be cut out. All you'll have to do is do a sentiment stamp set. You'll have to worry about what you're stamping. That's all you're going to need to worry about. All right. Guys, thank you so much for those of you that were here and I couldn't see you. I'm so sorry. I hate it when I can't see comments and know who's here with me, but I appreciate everybody's time. I appreciate you being here with me. And I hope you enjoyed that card. And then make sure you check in next week because I'll be showing you another card using this Gathering Together suite. I may or may not bring in some friends. I think next week I'm using just the suite. So you're going to get to see the suite at work in its entirety. So that'll be fun next week. So make sure you join me at 10 a.m. next week, Wednesday morning, so that you can check that one out. And thank you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I so much appreciate all of you. Oh, let me put those card cuts up one more time. So if you guys want to take a screenshot of that, you have the card cuts and you can get those whether you're using your own set or your own, your own stuff, those were the dimensions that I used for this. Alrighty. Hopefully that was up long enough. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day. And hopefully, well, I'll see some of you on Thursday for the rest of you on Thursday for the junk journal class. If you guys ever want any information about my junk journal class, again, just email me. I'm going to put that up one more time. You can email me. There's also information on my blog about all of my classes, my upcoming stamp classes and my junk journal classes. Okie doke. All right, guys, everybody.